Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Lori again from the Shoreline Library. I still miss you. So I am back to share another special letter of the alphabet. And today's letter is, that's right, it is the letter H. And the letter H, when I make the sound of the letter H, I like to put my hand in front of my mouth and breathe on it like this. Can you do that? That's right, is the sound of the letter H. And the letter H is the first letter in lots of wonderful words. One word that I am especially fond of is something that you would wear on your head. Can you guess what that H word is? I have one here. Let's see if it's what you guessed. H is for hat. That's right. Did you know that that was a hat? That's kind of a silly hat, isn't it? It's not mine, I have to admit. It's my son's. I like it though. And it's the perfect hat to sing a silly song. If you happen to have a hat around that you would like to run and grab so we can sing our song and you can have your own hat, you could do that, or you can grab your imaginary hat and put it on your head. That works too. I'm gonna wear my silly hat. And that's perfect because this is called the Silly Hat Song. So whether you're putting on your imaginary hat or your real hat, silly or not, we'll sing it together. Are you ready? We'll sing. On my head, I wear a hat. It is such a silly hat that my head will wiggle waggle to and fro. Where else can my silly hat go? That's how the song goes. And now we can move our hats, imaginary or real, to another part of our body. Let's see, what if I put my hat on my shoulder? Can you put your hat on your shoulder? And we'll sing again. Remember, our shoulders are gonna get wiggly waggly because of this silly hat. Here we go. On my shoulder, I wear a hat. It is such a silly hat that my shoulders wiggle waggle to and fro. Where else can my silly hat go? Let's see, where else could I put my hat? What about on my elbow? Can you put your hat on your elbow? Excellent. And can you help me sing? We'll say, on my elbow, I wear a hat. It is such a silly hat that my elbow wiggle waggles to and fro. Where else could my silly hat go? Let's see. Well, we could put our hats on our tummies. Do you think you could do that with me? Let's see. I think I'm going to disappear a little bit when I put my hat on my tummy. We'll do that. We'll sing together. Are you ready? On my tummy, I wear my hat. It is such a silly hat that my tummy wiggle waggles to and fro. Where else can my silly hat go? Let's see, what about my foot? Oh, I'm gonna have to sit way back for this one. Can you put your silly hat on your foot? On my foot, I wear my hat. It is such a silly hat that my foot will wiggle waggle to and fro. Where else could my silly hat go? Can you put your hat on your hands? You know what, when we do that, it's going to transform into a different kind of hat. Are you ready? On my hands, I wear my hat. It is such a quiet hat that my hands don't wiggle. They go clap, clap, and then I'll put them in my lap. That's the Silly Hat song. Thank you for helping me with my song. And now I am going to tell you a story about another word that starts with the letter H. This is a riddle story, and you might have heard it before. In this story, H is for house. It's called The Little Red House. And this is how the story goes. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Hannah. Hannah was having to stay at home a lot, like the rest of us, and she got a little bored. She couldn't think of anything fun to do. So she went to her mom and she said, "Mom, I'm so bored. What can I do?" Her mom said, "Oh, Hannah, I have a perfect idea. You can solve a riddle. Here's the riddle. I want you to find a little red house with no doors or windows and a star inside. I can't tell you where to look, but I can tell you it's somewhere outside." Well, outside was one of the few places that Hannah could go right now, and it was a beautiful day, so she decided to go for a little walk to find the little red house. Well, Hannah went outside. She was walking along and looking around when all of a sudden she heard woof, woof. What was that? Woof, 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 woof. It was a friendly neighborhood dog. "Hello, Hannah," said the dog. "What are you doing?" "Well," said Hannah, "I'm trying to solve a riddle. I'm looking for a little red house with no doors or windows and a star inside. Have you seen it?" "Woof," said the dog. "I haven't seen such a thing, but I could help you look." So Hannah and the dog kept looking for the little red house. They were walking all around and looking all around when all of a sudden they heard oink, oink. What was that? Oink, oink, oink. Oh, look, it was a friendly neighborhood pig. "Oink, oink," said the pig. "Hello, Hannah. What are you doing?" "Oh, hi, pig," said Hannah. "Well, I happen to be trying to solve a riddle. I'm looking for a little red house with no doors or windows and a star inside." "Oink," said the pig. "Well, I don't know what that is. I can't help you solve your riddle, but I'm happy to help you look." "Thank you, pig," said Hannah. So Hannah and the dog and the pig kept looking. They walked along and they looked all around when all of a sudden they heard meow, meow. What was that? Oh, they looked down and they saw, it was a teeny tiny little kitty cat. "Meow, meow," said the friendly neighborhood cat. "Hello, Hannah. What are you doing?" "Oh, hi, cat," said Hannah. "Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm actually trying to solve a riddle. I'm looking for a little red house with no doors or windows and a star inside. Can you help me find it?" "Meow." The cat thought for a moment. "Oh, I'm sorry," said the cat. "I don't know what that is, but I could help you look." "Oh, thank you, cat," said Hannah. So dog and the pig and the cat kept walking. They were walking along and looking all around when all of a sudden they heard tweet, tweet. What was that? Tweet, tweet. They looked around. They didn't see anything. Tweet, tweet. Then they looked up and saw that up in an apple tree, tweet, tweet, there was a little bird. "Hello, Hannah," called the friendly neighborhood bird. "What are you doing?" "Oh, hi, bird," said Hannah. "Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm looking for something, but I don't know what it is. I'm trying to find a little red house, no doors or windows, and a star inside." "Tweet, tweet," said the bird, and she thought for a moment. "Well," said the bird, "these apples in this tree, they're little and they're red. Well, they don't have any doors or windows that I can see. An apple could be a house for a worm. I don't know if there's a star inside though," said the bird. "Oh, Hannah said, "Thank you, bird. Well, it's as close as anything I could come up with." And she climbed up the apple tree and she grabbed one of the apples. She said thank you again to the bird, to the dog and the pig and the cat. They were so helpful. She took that apple and she ran all the way home. She said, "Mom, look what I found. It's little, it's red, and a little bit green. Oh, it doesn't have any doors or windows. An apple could be a home for a worm. Is this the answer to the riddle?" "Well, Hannah," said her mom, "let's see." And she took her kitchen knife, Hannah's mom did, and she cut into that apple. Is there going to be a star inside, do you think? Let's find out. When Hannah's mom cracked that apple open, look what she saw. Oh my goodness, what is that inside? Is there a star? Look at that. Indeed, there was a star inside that little red apple. "Hannah," said Hannah's mom, "you solved the riddle. And now I think I will bake us a pie, a delicious apple pie." And that is the end of the story. Thank you for listening to my story. I really like that one. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that. I have one last song to share with you in honor of the letter H. This is kind of a riddle song, and I have never shared it in story time before. I just found it online yesterday, and I thought it was kind of fun. Plus, it's a counting song, which never hurts. I love to count. So it's called Alice the Camel. All we have to do to share the song together, if you want to help me, is to start off with 5 fingers. Part of the song is a boom, 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 and I'm gonna make big clapping hands on my legs when I sing that part. And at the end, we're gonna have a little surprise. Are you ready? Goes like this. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Ride, Alice, ride. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to tuck away one of Alice's humps. I'm going to put my thumb into my finger, inside my hand, I should say. And now Alice has just 4 humps, right? 5 minus 1 is 4. Here we go. Alice the camel has 4 humps. Alice the camel has 4 humps. Alice the camel has 4 humps. So ride, Alice, ride. Boom, boom, boom. 2, 3. Now, Alice the camel has 3 humps. Alice the camel has 3 humps. Alice the camel has 3 humps. So ride, Alice, ride. Boom, boom, boom. 3 minus 1 is 2. Can you show me bunny ears? Alice the camel has 2 humps. Alice the camel has 2 humps. Alice the camel has 2 humps. So ride, Alice, ride. Boom, boom, boom. Alice the camel has 1 hump. Alice the camel has 1 hump. Alice the camel has 1 hump. So ride, Alice, ride. Boom, boom, boom. How many humps does Alice have? 1 minus 1 is 0. Here we go. Alice the camel has no humps. Alice the camel has no humps. Alice the camel has no humps. 'Cause Alice is a horse, of course. Boom, boom. And that's the end. Did you guess Alice was going to turn into a horse? Or maybe she was a horse all along. I don't know. That's a silly song, isn't it? H is for horse, and for hat, and for house. Boys and girls, thank you for sharing time with me today. I have one last thing to share with you. and that is a little craft. I'm going to show you how you can make a really simple hat of your own to wear. So don't go away. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you how to make a super simple paper hat that you can decorate. And I have already started one here. In order to make this hat, you just need a large piece of blank paper. I used this kind of newsprint packing paper. You could also use butcher paper from a roll. I think even wrapping paper would work. You could use the white side of the wrapping paper to decorate, or if you had a wrapping paper that it was a light color, that would also work, or even one that was colorful would be fine. So what you're going to do with that big piece of paper, and mine was about 2.5 feet by 3.5 feet. I don't think it needs to be quite that big, but that's what mine was, is for moms and dads and other adults at home, you're going to take that big flat piece of paper before it looks like this, just when it's plain and flat, and put it on your kiddo's head. And you're going to use some tape and go all the way around that piece of paper when it's on their head so that it holds that shape and fits onto their head when it's a finished hat. Since I was working by myself today, I did actually just use a baseball hat that I filled with some paper so it would keep its shape. I knew that the baseball hat fit my head, so I knew that if I taped this paper so that it fit onto the baseball hat, it would also fit onto my head. And then comes the fun part. So at this point, you'll just have a big flat piece of paper that's taped to fit your kiddo's head. Then this is something that the kids can definitely do, and this is a fun part, is you're gonna roll up the brim of the hat. And there is not a wrong way to do this. Hi, Lucy Lou. That's my kitty cat. She's come to help. So really, you're just gonna roll it and kind of crunch it together until it looks like the brim of a hat. And I like to use clear tape to hold mine down. So we'll put a couple pieces of tape on so that it holds the shape of the brim. Oops, one more piece, I think. And there we go. Nice. There we have a little hat made from just paper and tape. And it's a perfect blank canvas for decorating. So now I'm going to show you, if I move these two hats, what I did with my hat. So you might have seen the video that I did for the letter F, where I made some flowers out of tissue paper at the end. If you haven't, that's where I got these beautiful tissue paper flowers. So I decided to repurpose them to put them on my hat, and I just did that with a little bit of tape. I also had some bows. Uh-oh, Lucy loves my hat. I had some bows left over from wrapping presents that I put onto my hat, as you can see. And you could add other things. You could add feathers. You could add, you could color with crayons or markers. You could add stickers. You could add whatever you have around the house. You could use glue or tape to add fun things to your hat. I think I'm going to add one more thing to my hat, and that would be some curly ribbon that I made earlier. So I just have a piece of tape in the middle of my ribbon. I'm going to tape that beautiful ribbon right on top of my hat, and I think my hat is a finished work of art. Look at that. Have fun. Well, there it is, boys and girls. My beautiful hat. I am going to put it on my head so that I can wear it when I say thank you for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it so much, and I can't wait to see you again. I want you to stay safe. There's Lucy Lou, and have fun, and I will see you next time.